Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, and look who's here. It's Jake Stoneburner. It's BuckIQ. If you have the tight end score 3 touchdowns, 5 receptions in the Sugar Bowl, you know that Stoney he was just sitting there rubbing his hands. I'm coming back to BuckIQ next week and ready to pound his chest. He was right. Throw the tight end the ball.
Oh man, they make nothing but big plays when we need it the most. It proves itself year in and year out. It just so happened this was the biggest stage of the year, and the guys who came through in the most clutch in those moments happened to be tight ends. Go figure.
I wonder, Stoney, if there was just an element of surprise. Don't throw to him for 3 or 4 weeks so that Clemson forgets about him.
You know what? It almost seemed that way. Jeremy's first touchdown, he was so open. I think that has a lot to do with play call, but just the way they got them the balls, it was almost like Clemson, those guys were an afterthought. They were more worried about the quarterback, the receivers, the running back. All of a sudden, we got 2 stud tight ends, and well, joke's on you for not, doing enough research or not putting them in the game plan, because they're the ones who put us up 21 real quick.
All right, so you look at this game and how productive the tight ends were, Stoney. Obviously, Justin Fields deserves a ton of credit. The offensive line played very well. Trey Sermon had another huge performance, but the tight ends really tie into all of that. I thought that was, from Jeremy Ruckert's blocking perspective, that was about as good as he's ever played. Obviously, we knew what he could do as a tight end, but and Farrell with a couple big catches. I just thought they tie into everything. They're really what helps elevate this entire Ohio State offense.
Yeah, I mean, everyone saw the touchdowns, obviously, but what I think where they really made the biggest impact, besides the touchdowns, was their run blocking. Like you said, I've never seen Jeremy block like that. Whether it was coming back down across the line of formation or being the point of attack, they were dominating those ends, and they were giving them all they could handle and more. And obviously the O-line played great, but they played great as an all unit, including the tight end as that 6th guy. And I think that's also why Trey has been able to play so well these past 2 games, is that front 6 has really just been dominating the line of scrimmage, and that's including the tight end.
So I guess the question is, will Ryan Day and Kevin Wilson keep that going on Monday against Alabama? Because certainly we know how important these guys are.
No, probably not, right? It seems to go boom, and then boom. But maybe Nick Saban will key those guys a little bit more than just – maybe they won't just be guys to them, which could free up just a lot more of the game. Or, hey, if they're going to continue to focus on the running back and our 2 receivers, well, shoot, that's going to leave Ruckert and Luke wide open down the middle all day long. And we'll gladly take that. They're capable of making plays in big games. They did it last year. They've done it this year. Just keep not guarding them, and they'll just continue to make plays. So as a former tight end and a fan, by all means, double Olave if you have to. Put 8 in the box, because we have a quarterback that can find those 2nd or 3rd reads that happen to be in the middle of the field, which happen to be tight ends. So I don't know if it'll be part of the game plan, but depending how Saban wants to, maintain or bring in our offense, depending on which players he thinks are most dangerous, I would guess he's probably not putting Luke and Jeremy up at the top of the list, but they're just as dangerous. We saw that.
Yeah, all right. So you get an opportunity here, Stoney. We don't have any blocks to break down. Nothing but receptions for the tight ends. Key in the performance, so beating the breaks off of Clemson in the Sugar Bowl. Stoney's going to break it down for us right now. Let's roll the tape.
Let's go.
All right, Stoney, here we go. We saw this a lot. It was, get that 12 personnel, get those 2 tight ends out there working, and they would stack them together, and they found a lot of success because both of these guys are threats.
You put both your tight ends to the short side of the field, have them work the corner and the flat route. This was more of a corner and a home route over the top of the ball. Luke here is running what we call stop 7. It's basically a corner route, but at the middle of your corner, you stop and come back to the quarterback, which kind of gets the defender on your back hip. You can see here 89 is about to break for the corner. And as soon as his 3rd step, he puts on his halt, puts on the brakes. And right as he put on the brakes, Justin's already thrown it before he's already turned around. Now, you could probably PI. Look at the defender just holding the crap out of Luke right there. But we call that a stop 7. As soon as he hits his brake, he's supposed to come back to the quarterback. Justin throws a ball and hits – we call that the ball caught itself. Justin threw such a great ball. The receiver, tight end, just needs to bring it in. Both credit to both the quarterback and the tight end here being a big body, getting in front of that defender and doing his job and making that play. Tight end do nothing but make contested catches. This is it to a T.
looks like it was going to take Luke's head off. And I mean, Ruckert was pretty open underneath as well. It looks like he could have, like Justin Fields took the tougher of the two throws here.
Yep. Well, so usually when you call these type of routes, Luke is first read. And when you have man-to-man, that's telling me that Justin trusted Luke was going to win. Didn't matter what Jeremy was going to do. He thought Luke was going to win this route, and he did. Probably could even got defensive PI on it. The guy's holding him all over on the top of the route. Look at that. Stop. Right open. That's a heck of a play. Obviously.
Great touchdown. Important one, especially because Ohio State was just trying to get rolling there early in the game. And here you go. I know how much you love this one.
Yep. Whole first half of the game, they've been selling out play action left, roll out left, boot left. Jeremy here sells like he's blocking, sealing the end, and he just plays the fake so well. You can see the whole entire defense just flow to the left, and Jeremy's able to leak out there to the right. We call this like a Y shallow leak. Yeah, he's just sold it so well that the defenders, all their eyes got taken off of him. They're like, all right, he's not a threat. Look, none of them are looking at him because he's blocking. Then all of a sudden he's rolling and he just sneaks right under there. He does such a good job of making it look like he almost missed his block, staying there. And then once he's by them, look, you can see all the defenders, all their heads are turned left, and they go, almost like an oh shit. And in the NFL, we would have guys, when you'd run this route, we would call it an oh shit route. You almost wanted that guy to fall down to make it seem like he was out of the play, and he'd get up and run the shallow, and he was able to catch it. We'd call it an oh shit route. That's what that was.
Well, lead, delay, or, oh shit, it all works.
Yep. Well, yeah, exactly. More of when you fall down, the defense goes, oh shit. And then all of a sudden they're up and like, oh shit, there's that guy. That's exactly what that route was. Here we have almost the same action as them as a 2 tight end set, but now they're getting to the tight end and a receiver to the short part of the field, the boundary, and they're just running a high-low here, and this is just being available for your quarterback. Quarterback making the right read, the quick read. Yeah, it's not a 20-yard explosive play, but on 1st and 10, being able to get 5 yards, that's an offensive coordinator's dream. Whether you're running it or a short completion, you're now ahead of the sticks, you will, on that first down.
All right, these next two for Jeremy Ruckert right before halftime, you're not going to find many more important plays than this. Blows the game open a little bit, but it's also really – it's the middle of the field. I know you've talked about that a number of times, Stoney. It's also a heady play, getting out of bounds. Just so much to like about what Jeremy Ruckert does here.
Yep. Clemson was focusing on the outside, and they left the middle of the field wide open. And both the quarterback and the tight end were able to find those soft spots and be able to work that middle of the field. And you can see right here, it's wide open. It's a 1 safety high, so Jeremy knows he's got to cut across that safety's face, and Justin's got to throw it right over that short, flat defender, and it's wide open. Oh, man, what a great – that's honestly a great play call and a great throw, Justin being able to avoid this defender. Jeremy, in this route, a lot of times what happens, he gets too far over and gets over by the numbers and ends up getting covered by a flat defender. He was able to find that sweet spot in between the hash and the numbers where there was no one there. And that's just a knack for knowing how to get open. A lot of guys will just continue to run and they cover themselves. He was able to slow himself down and find that hole in the zone. A lot of people think that's just a quarterback getting there. It takes talent to be able to find those openings, know when to slow down and throttle down. And you can see he was literally throttling down there, knowing that he's open and where he's supposed to be. A lot of guys will just continue to sprint and almost end up covering themselves. That in itself is showing his mature level as far as being able to get open in the zone scheme of things.
Yeah, it looked like if he'd kept going there, I mean, had a linebacker did come into the picture there, and you could have run yourself into coverage. It's a great point, Stoney. And this is the one absolutely critical for the game, makes it a 3-touchdown lead right before halftime. And also, look at that. It's 12 personnel, and those guys work in the middle of the field.
When you can go into 12 personnel and you can have both your tight ends come out and run deep overs, and this is like almost a post by Jeremy, and be able to run them like receivers, how does the defense defend that? And then when you have a quarterback that can thread the needle like that, I mean, as we were talking earlier, I've only seen a handful of quarterbacks ever do that, and they were all on the next level getting paid $100 million. This row in itself is unbelievable, but the route we can talk about, Jeremy is threatening that corner, thinking, all right, I'm going to run out wide, gets him to open up his hips, and now Jeremy's won. He's got him on the inside. He's got him on the outside. Now all Justin's got to do is look at that. It is such a small window to get that ball through. But Jeremy did exactly what he needed to do. What you do is you run down the defender, get right on their toes, and the defender opens up, and now he's got that room to run the post, and that defender's on his back hip, and Justin just threads the needle right in there. And Jeremy makes an incredible catch too. I mean, there's hands all going across the ball. It's in a tight zone. And that is, look at that.
It seems like you caught one of these at the next level like this, Stoney. I think maybe from Ryan Tannehill. What is it like when you've got these hands coming and the football is just in a perfect spot? You've got to hold up your end of the deal. What is it like to be on the other end of one of these lasers?
You kind of just go back to your basics of, I can catch the ball. I know I can catch it. Just look it in, and if it hits my hands, I'm going to catch it. And you can see Jeremy, from the second it hits his hands, he is watching that thing. Look at that all the way through. What happens on those type of contested catches, sometimes guys take their eyes off the ball. They look at the defender. They don't want to get hit. Jeremy watched that all the way through into his hands, and he just let his natural ability of catching take over. A lot of people, in those tight situations, they get a little finicky. Their eyes are going the wrong places. All you got to do is focus on the ball, focus on that white stripe going around, get your hands, get that diamond. And if you have got good hands, it should catch itself. Now you got to clasp it and bring it in and make the play. But this just goes, Jeremy has got very, very great receiving skills, and this is it to a T. Extending your arms, not letting the ball get into your body, using your hands. This is a clinic for how to catch a ball and run around. That's why they brought him in, honestly. That is a top-level tight end making that type of play. That's the type of play you see on Sundays from both the quarterback and the tight end. You're seeing a guy in the NFL named Travis Kelce who literally looks like Jeremy Ruckert, destroying the NFL on plays like this. To be able to have that at Ohio State, really two of them, with that type of quarterback, what is Nick Saban what is he gonna decide to defend? Good luck.
He's got a lot to think about heading into that title game. 3 touchdowns from the tight ends, absolutely critical for Ohio State as they beat Clemson to set it up. I know Stoney's been looking forward to this one for a couple of days. Stoney, appreciate your insight, man.
No, appreciate you. It's been a heck of a week. So glad we could beat Clemson, and this one's for all the marbles. This is what you come to Ohio State for. This is why you come to Ohio State versus Alabama. You can't get a bigger national title. I got goosebumps thinking about it. I was down there in South Beach to watch, but I'll take this cold weather and watch it up here and cheer on these Buckeyes.
Hey, you're a tight end. You're not fazed by the cold weather.
No, not at all. Actually, the heat sucks. So if you were talking to me in August and they were playing in Miami, I'd be like, no thanks.
Yeah, there you go. Stoney, Jake Stoneburner breaking it down for us. Ohio State tight ends rolling. They're going to be key in the title game. For Stoney, I'm Austin Ward. Thanks for watching at Lettermen Row. This is BuckIQ. We'll see you next time.
Go Bucks.